Representative Cook, is the governor leading the state in the right direction, in your opinion?
You know, I think the governor's leading the state, and I believe that that's something that we hadn't seen for quite a while. And, you know, whether we appreciate or don't appreciate the governor for who he is, the one thing that we can say is that he's out there and he's in front of everything that we have been dealing with over the last few years. You know, and so he's trying to bring businesses in. We heard last night UTC is $500 million and, you know, an enormous amount of jobs that are being committed to the state of Connecticut. I think that's huge. I think that there's a recognition that, you know, Connecticut hasn't been the most business-friendly state, and trying to move forward to that doesn't just happen overnight, because we didn't become one of those non-friendly business states overnight.
If you were governor, what would you have done differently?
I don't know, that's very difficult, because I think that, you know, we see things differently from the outside in or the inside out. You know, I'm about having a conversation with everybody, making sure that nothing's left off the table. And I can't say whether the governor has or hasn't done that. I don't sit in a lot of his negotiations, but for me, that's what I would do. I would have everybody at the table and, you know, different times, and go from there and see where we do need to balance things differently.
That does make sense.
The New London Day was critical of the spending increase this year, saying it's just not sustainable. Do you agree?
No, I mean, I understand the situation that we have, and, you know, I think that we are always put into a really nasty predicament as to how do we cut and how do we spend and how do we save all at the same time, and then balancing the, you know, the needs for the state of Connecticut and their residents, and, you know, often are most needy, whether it be our elderly, our veterans, or those with disabilities. You know, so it's very difficult to say whether what we have done is right or what we have done is wrong. I think it looks farther out into that, and how does it impact the people of the ones that we are supposed to be taking care of.
Republicans don't have the numbers to stop the Democrats' plan, which is why it's important for your party in the fall to make an argument that more Republicans should be elected. What will you be telling people this fall?
Well, this fall I'll be talking about, you know, stop kicking the can down the road, stop kicking that bucket, and really face up to some hard truths, which is we're spending money we don't have. We're making a business climate that is really not attractive for businesses. We passed a law this year that says that you can, as a potential employee, you know, make a complaint to the Department of Labor if you feel you've been turned down for a job because of your unemployment status. I mean, we are looking at large things, really a lot of onerous things on our business community. And, you know, the polling is saying 50% of people want to leave the state of Connecticut. We're trying to make it better. And I think to do that, you got to start telling the truth.
From the governor's office is that the state's going in the right direction. Same with President Williams. He said the same thing. Do you agree with that in light of these new polls that came out? You know, that new poll that came out?
Well, I think that, you know, when we're looking at revenues and, you know, income tax day is April 15th, so you really have a projection, but you don't have a definitive. And I think that it's difficult to say, okay, look, this is definitely what we're going to have. And I think that that's why we have so much conversation about the numbers being up or down, or who does or doesn't agree. You know, I think that we have to move forward. We have to have faith in what we're doing, and we have to have confidence in that.